there was a Texas Senate meeting with some of the Texas schools that are trying to keep Texas in Power 5. I mean, like all the remaining Texas schools that are in Power 5 currently. There was a quote by Mack Rhoades I have to really agree with. Many of my colleagues around the country believe that Texas created this situation because they think they are so think highly of themselves. I completely disagree. I think it's because they felt too little of themselves. Well, I have to agree with it because Texas has not won it. They have not been relevant in football since 2009, and that's the last time they won a Big 12 title even in football. And they did win a national title in women's tennis this year, and this past year, so congrats to them on that, and men's tennis back in 2019. But I'm not going to take offense at any of those sports whatsoever because I advocate those sports as well, but they're not as big as football or men's basketball. Speaking of which, that men's basketball program has not won an NCAA tournament game since 2013-2014 season. Apparently, I heard Texas and Oklahoma were the ones that didn't want the Big 12 to expand to begin with. They didn't help their cause. I mean, let's face it, Oklahoma is like a football school, a gymnastics, and softball consistently. The men's basketball is all right, and they make NCAA tournament most of the time. And they are tied currently for third most in the Big 12. Second most in Big 12 in number of Big 12 titles. Texas has the most, obviously, but it's because they have so many sports. And there was a comment recently that by a Texas fan that it's because they about a recruit, and they said some really inappropriate stuff when he picked Baylor over Texas and Michigan that I don't want to really use those exact same words, but it was really wrong. And it goes to show they're very insecure about the football program right now. And I'm not saying all Texas fans are bad, but that they are, because there are some bad running fans everywhere. I honestly think Texas and Oklahoma, Texas is not going to succeed that much in the SEC. While Oklahoma might have success early on, but they're luckily the rest of the Big 12 commissioners saying, look, they had a meeting with the Pac-12 commissioner about like a merging or a schedule alliance. I think it's for the best. Though I don't know about West Virginia's feelings on that because I think they might want to go to ACC instead. But if they do, they do. But it really would help the college football playoff chances. And money-wise, sure, it won't be as much with Texas and Oklahoma, or SEC. But you know what? It will help the competition, not just in football, but every sport across the board.